officers participating in this 2-day workshop will understand the significance, the importance, the relevance of this workshop. After this workshop, whoever permits any laxity, not just infraction, there's a difference between laxity and infraction. Any laxity in the system we are all struggling to put together, should not blame anybody. Don't even blame your mother's, what do you call it? Don't blame the other wife. Don't blame your stepmother. Don't blame your stepmother. Just blame yourself alone. You'll be squarely and absolutely responsible for whatever comes to you. We have the image of a nation to promote and protect. And we have the integrity of our people to uphold, promote, and protect. And we have the dignity of the people having our color all over the world. So it's very clear to me why this must happen. We have had the observations, we have the recommendations, we have had all the things necessary. But there can't be an end to it. Anything human, it's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing work. It's a work in progress. Anything human is what? Work in progress. So, it's still your responsibility to continuously apply yourself to ensure that, one, with yourself you are satisfied, that you have done your best in bringing honor to your service, to yourself, to your nation, and to your race. My speech is titled Passports for Nigerians Without Tears. That should be the new mantra. Passports for Nigerians without tears. If you want to say, if this is said in a negative form, if you want to say it in a positive form, passports for Nigerians with joy, with smile. That's positive affirmation. This is saying the same thing negatively. So depending on what you want, passports for Nigeria with smiles. I welcome you all to the opening day of this training workshop for passport control officers worldwide. Because I've been told that this is being aired globally through technology. The Nigeria Immigration Service, NIS, performs a lot of functions. But the principal, the most significant of all your jobs, in fact, in my language, what they call is ashobody. I don't know what is. How do you call immigration officer in Hausa? Hausa name for Asho. I will tell you the meaning of ashobody in English. I want to know it in Hausa. How do you call immigration officer in Hausa? What's the meaning of that? Ashobody. Water guard. Who is an Igbo? Is a serious Igbo man, Igbo person here. What's the Igbo word for immigration officer? We don't know. Who here can give us Igbo native title label for an immigration officer? Oh, sorry. Sorry, but I don't know. Don't let me talk too much. But in Yoruba, the word for immigration officer. We had them before we had contact with the Europeans. They are called Ashobode, border guard. And from what they have said, lengthily in modern times, is the man in charge of entry and exit. The border guard, the border police. That's your principal job. And why I must state this is that, honestly speaking, every immigration officer and men of that service will see themselves as border managers. This is secondary. Where you all want to be and want to serve. The pressure I get on foreign posts, my God. If not that I'm a politician, it's enough to kill. But before you can be in politics and rise to where I am now, God damn it. The pressure that will kill you will destroy Kilimanjaro. So it's very much routine. And I know that I just laugh and move on. But that is not your principal job. The area in which your career can be really, really enhanced, defined, and recognized is at the border. That's your major primary assignment. Issuance of visas, migrant registration, issuance of passport to Nigerians, etc., are among other supplementary functions performed by your service, by the Nigerian Immigration Service. They are supplementary. They are not your core mandate. They are not. You went to academy now. And I'm sure I've not gone through your curriculum to be sure, but I'm sure you are told in the academy that you are first and foremost a border guard. That is what nobody wants to be. If you send somebody to border, you go and meet his spiritual consultant that something bad has happened. There's a calamity. There's a calamity. How do you solve it? Please, I'm starting with that. Change that perception. Change it. Change that orientation. Take joy in your core mandate. I'm not saying we should not be happy with supplementary, because we must do the supplementary too for people to know that we're effective and efficient. And that's not what you're given. But your primary responsibility to Nigeria is what? Border management. Effective and efficient border management. However, let's go to the provenance of what we are here to do. The origin of passport. Well, how was passport introduced? What is it meant to do? I want to go to it today. So I realize that we are some of us are lazy. We don't even though we are managing an affair, to even Google it to find out how did it begin? Where did it begin from? Since modern world emerged, passports have played a central role as the primary means of identity and movement from region to region. Since modern time. The world has been forever. The world has been for billions of years. But during this epoch, when civilization started, and human beings seriously now started to consider themselves as races, inhabitants of a territory and what have you, identity and material document to move from one place to another. The earliest reference to a passport was around 450 BC, when Nehemiah, an official serving the king of Persia, requested for permission to travel to Judea region. The request was granted, as the king gave him a letter to the governors beyond the river. That was how he titled the letter, requesting a safe passage for Nehemiah as he traveled through their land. That was the first passport ever issued. That is why presidents will write at the first page of every passport, that I recommend the bearer of this document for the best consideration. We are copying the king of Persia in his letter to the principalities in other regions to permit Nehemiah to move to their land. It was just a piece of paper that served as the first passport. According to a 1414 Act of Parliament in Britain, King Henry V of England, however, is regarded to have invented the first passport in modern sense, King Henry V, as a means of helping his subjects prove who they were in foreign lands. So the person that issued the equivalent of what we now call passport was King Henry V of England, who gave passport to British, the English people, wanting to move out of Britain, confirming that they are his subjects and that they should be recognized as such, and so treated. The passport was first issued in Nigeria in 1948, after the World War II, and was called the British West African Passport. The Nigerian passport, outside the shore of the country, is the only means of identifying anyone as a Nigerian citizen. So, yes, ICAO will say travel document. Yes, it's a travel document for us in Nigeria. But for a Nigerian outside, it is being. It is being. If you don't have it outside Nigeria, whether expired or current, you are a persona non grata. The alternative is to go to jail. If you are caught without it outside Nigeria, it's jail. However, what is most important about that document, which to us is just, like my mother, if you don't dream of living, my mother before she passed on, may the good Lord give her peace in her new station. Amen. If you don't say amen, I say amen. Amen. My mother had no business to leave Nigeria, so passport meant nothing to her, except when she was to go to Hajj, and it was not her business. It was the person who was who was arranging for Hajj for her that faced that problem. Like people of her type nationwide. So it could be a travel document to my mother. But for Nigerians who seek greener pastures, who seek residence, who seek for Nigerians who seeks better life, brighter opportunities, and stay without any qualification now outside the shores of Nigeria. The passport is an instrument of survival. It's existential. And I have to tell you this for you to know how important it is, particularly our officers in the foreign missions. If Nigerians are aggressive about passport renewal in the foreign missions, it's not because they are bad-tempered, no. It's not because they are unruly, no. It's because their existence depends on it. And in my part of the country, they say anything that threatens your economy, challenges your existence. Only honor fun, honor. But the best to say it in English is that whatever threatens your economy, your personal, not your state economy, your personal economy is a threat to your survival, to your life. Thank you, madam, for your life. So henceforth, do everything 3 times in your power to assuage the desperation of Nigerians on passport. Yes, we can easily dismiss. Why are they leaving it to too late? We're all guilty about that as Nigerians. We will gradually get over it. And the process is dual. Dual, that is from our side and from their side, or from their side and our side. Let us all, first of all, bring orderliness, organization, effectiveness, efficiency to the system, and then you see Nigerians doing it properly. But what I'm trying to emphasize is the fact that passport to a Nigerian outside Nigeria is an existential item. Because you can't go to school without a current passport. That's the law. Where there is law and there is an enforcement of the law. You can't work in a legitimate business without a current passport. In fact, your existence is what? Threatened without a valid passport. Without a passport, you cannot go to school or get job or sustain job. Not just get job. Sustain, maintain a job legally. So whatever threatens your means of livelihood, what does it do? It threatens your life. So take it from this workshop. Rather than being cruel, insensitive, discourteous to a Nigerian who is already harassed by the prospect of losing his or her job, please remember that I've told you, the passport that man seeks to validate, either through a renewal or whatever, is his only means of retaining that job. So he or she is on the edge already. Don't worsen his condition by not being very, very calm, accommodating, and understanding. This is more to those who are outside listening to me. I'll come to you. Exhibit the best in your character in dealing with Nigerians outside the shores of Nigeria, because it's on the edge. It's on the edge. It's not unstable, but it's seriously anxious and agitated. Worsen his psychological state by not accommodating insults and his desperation. You must accommodate his desperation. That is why you are there. And that goes to show that whoever we are sending overseas, you must first of all be sure that he himself is stable. I'm telling you, it's not just about pressure. You must be stable. And you must let them go through some training that will make them understand that the task, as attractive as it is, so does it demand a lot of maturity. Because they must display at all times maturity, tolerance, endurance, and accommodation. At all times. Very, very important. It is also the means of identifying and separating Nigerians from other nationals in any foreign country. This is why your job is important and very, very important. And at the heart of citizenship integrity, mandate of the Ministry of Interior. That is why I've devoted a lot of time to you. I understand what it means in that line of the assignment given by Mr. President, Rauf. Your ministry oversees the department in the ministry. And this service, which is at the heart of citizenship integrity. Over the years, there have been challenges to passport administration. These include booklet shortage due to non-delivery by the producers or an unexpected surge in demand, racketeering, extortion, price inflation, and other fraudulent acts. There was even a documentary in the 90s on how a foreigner obtained the Nigerian passport so seamlessly, and the allegation still subsists that some of our West African neighbors have managed to obtain the passport. What I've just said is known to all of you. Probably some of you even joined to be part of that racket. I'm not saying you did, please don't misunderstand. I say probably. I'm begging you. The game is over. What did I say? The game is over. And we understand it. I used to tell you, some of us were long on the street. Some of us were long on the street. Some of us are very, very long on the street. We are very, very long on the street. Before God said, no, come. That's not your place, that's not your station. Come here. Before we go to where we are now, and God is supporting us. We understand the game. No way. We do understand the game. I mean, I know the lie, I did tell the truth. Hallelujah.
Yes, sir. Next back, sir. Didn't like it.
Correct.
Correct.
Long on this. The game is over. It can only get better. It won't be worse. Inshallah. We have not finished with the process. Very soon, you will not even see any applicant for passport. You will not. No. Very soon, there will be no file. Wallahi. There will be no file. Maybe it is file that you see, that you color. It's the file that you see that you color. There will be no file. Technology has provided so much succor for whoever wants to be efficient that what is left is to adopt it. There will be no file but very, very before, inshallah, before this year ends, there will be no file anymore on passports. Passport process will be digitized. Absolutely. It is only if you can see air. We all use air. We don't see it. So, as it is impossible to see the air, so will it be impossible for anybody to even know which passport is where, because it will be just running in the system. And we must thank our president for his support, inspiration, motivation, and technology for making this possible. But definitely, we will get to the stage where, one, no passport applicant will meet any immigration officer in the course of processing passport, and there will be no manual documentation of that process. So what led me to that is that it will only get better. It will not decline, no. And may I add this: God saving our lives, protecting us, giving us guidance. It won't matter whether I'm the minister or not. Very, very soon. So those who are praying that let this Yemen go, whether I go or not, this process will continue by the grace of God. Over the years, there have been challenges to passport administration. I've mentioned the various manifestations of the challenges. These continue to embarrass government and reduce the credibility and integrity of the service in the eyes of Nigerians and the world. It is for these reasons that we have introduced reforms into passport administration system in Nigeria, which is meant to infuse the process with credibility and strengthen the integrity of the Nigerian passport and promote you as officers and men of the Nigerian Immigration Service. And let me quickly make allusion to this. He spoke to it, but he did not stress it. He couldn't. Let me stress it. You are part of the paramilitary service in Nigeria. What's the meaning of para? Para means close to. Okay. Let me now break it down. At the border, you are in military service, and you know it. Your life is on the line. If you are slack, it's death. Okay. That's why you are given arms handling training in your academy. My sister was in your service in late 80. She's no longer there now. She's outside of the country. She is my immediate sister. She came over and said, don't be very, very wild. Just be para. At the airports and the seaports, where you are not the main defender. But at the passport office, you are para-civilian. That's the point. I want to all these stories to tell you who you are and where you are. All these points. At the passport offices, you are what?
Para-civilians.
Para-civilians. With joy. I'm saying, register this in your mind. Though. You are not police. You can't be a police there. You know now. So you are para-civilian. So put up your best as a civilian force. Sympathetic civilian force at the passport office. I'm not saying you should come in civilian dress, because these things are dangerous. You want to be careful with people. They can say, I said so now. That's what I mean. Don't wear agbada to your office. I didn't say so. Appear as you must appear. But let in your mind register that you are a civilian dealing with civilians. That is the first line. However, I must add this, because one thing about the service you are in is discipline. It's not just how you look alone. It's knowing that order is order, and that discipline is your first watchword. So if you are disciplined, that is in control of yourself and obedient to order rigidly as laid out in all your charter and commands, you will appreciate why you must be kind to Nigerians at the passport offices. And I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility and seriousness. And that means, at your level now I'm talking to you directly, exhibit leadership. Leadership means that beyond the rules, apply yourself in a way that others will say, yeah, I don't know people like this are still in Nigeria. In terms of their kindness, application of self to service and duty, and understanding others. Leadership. One of you demonstrated it when I visited the station. That person was. You can't get there and not appreciate her. I don't want to use, but there's no way I can speak English without bringing this gender thing that can reveal. I want it to be replicated by all of you. Let your personality reflect in your station. It's not about any law now. Your personality. Let us see. Let Nigerians see you in your environment. He mentioned it. They can't write that out. They can't say plant trees or organize people. Let Nigerians feel properly treated. No, they cannot. But if you apply yourself, that's how it's going to be. Wherever you, as passport officers, worldwide, from Nigeria to Kiribati. I know we have no mission in Kiribati. I'm just mentioning Kiribati. Kiribati is a small, tiny island in the Pacific, Oceanic, very far away. That is where day breaks. Now they are sleeping now there. Already they have finished the day. This day in Kiribati is over. Manage your station very, very well. So that people can say about you, yes, I've seen a different immigration officer. That's important to me. That should be important to you. The details had been mentioned. We have adopted the maximum processing period of 6 weeks. It can be less, but it should not be more. If it is more, let it be rare and let it be caused by an external factor, not you. To obtain fresh passports, and the maximum of 3 weeks, it can be less for the renewal. This is to enable the service verify the identity and claims of applicants before issuing them the passport. For the enhanced passport, we have also synced, that is, harmonized the applicant's biodata with the National Identification Number, NIN, database. The best word to use is validation. It's absolutely out of our control. But it's no point even telling the world that it's out of your control. Don't tell them, we have not validated your name. We have not validated your name. It's not everybody that suffers that inconvenience, but some do. There are times the system of namesake will just simply not respond. We'll be deaf and dead to the request. Not all times, at times. For several reasons. Adenika mentioned some. It could be you have spelled your name wrongly in either of the two systems. Or you have wrongly arranged your names. Or there is a problem at the other end, and the validation is not possible. That is verification and harmonization. Like the two coming together and accept one another. It's not possible. So once that is the case, it might take some time. Don't blame us too much. And very soon you will be able to, yes, let me tell the world through you. Applicants now, latest in a month's time. We're working at it. I would have said tomorrow, but don't let me be too anxious about it. Not later than a month from today, applicants will be able to track their application to know precisely what stage is your online. You will not have the hassle of people coming. Just go online with your reference number if you tell you, you're having NIN problem now. having name problems. So there's a way you can support the process, support it by getting your name and the name seed to accelerate the validation. Otherwise, wait. We know it will be done. It's just that in technology, things like this happen. It will tell you precisely what is the state or status of your application. And you tell you, your passport is ready, go and pick it. It will tell you. You will be able to track your passport application process online within the next, by the end of the 38th, by the end of a month from now. Well, let me put it the way the Muslims do. Inshallah. Inshallah means by the grace of God. Because we are not in control. God is in control ultimately. Tracking, we are working on having a tracking system on the passport application portal. So you don't need to see anybody, don't call anybody. I have no liberty of agency, he mentioned, I can't say, but you can track your passport application process on the line, online, within the next 30 days. This means that the information you have with NIMC corresponds to your passport as validation. This authenticates your identity to be sure that you are who you claim you are and that you are not different on the two sides. You are the same person. That's the idea of validation, verification and validation. One of the challenges of late processing or non-processing of application is that there are discrepancies between the biometrics of the applicants and their biodata in NIMC. It's a challenge. Let me now talk to those in the diaspora. People who in the diaspora, for whatever reason, want to bear strange names. Omonla. Just say Omonla. Let it be a sobriquet between you and your friends. Social names. Don't transfer your social name to passport. Nobody will answer you. You apply forever. You have yourself to blame. Lado. There's no Lado in. No, I'm not blaming anybody. There are social names. I'm Ogbeni socially. On my passport, there's no Ogbeni there. I respect myself. I respect the system. I don't put Ogbeni there. So don't transfer your social identity to serious identity platform. No. Your name as it is ordered. Omoyeni, Omowumi, Omowale. Fine, put it there. Don't say Omowale, nothing. Nobody will register you. Nothing. No, this man bears Adaba. Socially, Adaba, they call him. I call him Do. They call him Adaba. That's his sobriquet. Now say he wants to apply for passport. Say Adaba. Your application will stay for a long time. It's not about who you are, whether you know, whether you are working for the minister or not. Nobody will process your passport. As Adaba, no way. Adaba is in the bush. Adaba is in board. I mean, Dope is in the bush. You are free to bear any name you want to bear socially. But please understand the seriousness of this process to provide your name as it is officially known, or as you have it, let me put it, as you have it on your NIMC database. That's what I'm trying to say. Without a symmetry, that is integration, harmonization, and the evolving challenges of internal security and transborder crimes, the Nigerian Immigration Service, through the continued support of the President Muhammadu Buhari, has over the last 8 years recorded unprecedented reforms in virtually all areas of its responsibilities. You know that is the truth. From your appearance to several other things. forward operating bases, this and that, this reform, several. You are changing, and Nigerians know you are changing. You don't think we do not appreciate your readiness to improve. We appreciate it. This is evident from the recent launch of new visa policy, the introduction of MIDAS, Migrant Information and Analysis System, at the national international airports, recent reinvigoration of the border corps, the building and commissioning of the forward operation bases in selected areas, and the commissioning of this data and control command center and technology building, training and retraining, deployment of rapid response squad, and several other things that we know we have done, has issued 3 million passports to Nigerians. It's amazing. It's unprecedented. And it's worthy of commendation, every commendation. Why? Between 2019 and now, the world experienced the first in 100 years total lockdown for 180 days. It's when you put this in context that you appreciate your performance. That everything shut down, not only in Nigeria, in the world, for 180 days between 2019 and now. And yet, we recorded an unprecedented passport issuance rate of 3 million passports. Once again, clap for yourself. Let me explain this, because people, before now, you have all, and stop it now, don't even say it now. You have all acquired the very, very inglorious habit of saying no passport, no passport. People forgot that when the world shut down, everything shut down in the world, even including printing of the passport booklet. People conveniently forgot that as we shut down in Nigeria, that woman who depended on her daily hawking, street hawking, to live, could not go out for 90 days in Nigeria, not outside Nigeria. If you are talking about Nigeria, you may not know. In Lagos, in Kano, in Abuja, street hawkers for 90 days, March to June, could not move. It happened here. I'm not telling you things you did not know. And yet, we didn't factor that into production of booklets. We all felt that it should be raining from the sky. No. It's a physical, manual process. It's not virtual. It requires some people going to that office, to that production center. It requires a lot of physical movement, but all over the world, there was a shutdown. As it affected that poor woman that depended on her daily earnings on the street, hugely monumental, we mean it. Monument is great. When I say hugely monumental, I'm emphasizing how big is it? How big it is. It's of the size of the Great Pyramid of Egypt. Because the Great Pyramid of Egypt is hugely monumental. Nevertheless, over 250,000 passports are unclaimed by their owners and lying idle on our shelves. So, Nigerians, please, who have applied for passport and who are not dead, because those who have applied and are dead, there's nothing you can do about it. May the good Lord give them a good rest in their new station. Those of us who are alive, come and collect your passport. And I'm with this telling all our station officers, the PCOs, upload the unclaimed passport online through whatever system you have put, so that Nigerians can, without coming to you, know that their passports are ready. Take that as an instruction. Let all those who should do appropriate, who should do the necessary things, do them to ensure that Nigerians can check at our portals, on our portals, to check the status of the application, at least to know that their passports are ready. Please do that, do the needful, let us upload. I know more than 80% of these unclaimed passports are in Ikoyi station. Close to 80% of the unclaimed passports are in Ikoyi station. I'm not saying all are from Ikoyi, but a large number of the unclaimed passports are in Ikoyi station. Nigerians come forward and check our portals. Ikoyi might have to print out something for you to see, particularly in Ikoyi, that the passports are there. According to Early Passport Index, which is the original authoritative ranking of world's passports, in the second quarter global passport ranking for the year 2022, the Nigeria e-passport is ranked number 99 of over 200 countries' passports.